this last section. Basically, we like to close out our podcast whenever we have guests with a little fun section here. And I've kind of blended it with predictions. So we're going snake style. So we'll start with Joel. We'll do Joel, Brandon, Joel, and we'll follow that back and forth. I've got two style of answers. It's over, under, and fill in the blank. So starting off, we'll go with Joel. This is over, under. Jalen Williams minutes played versus the Nuggets Thursday. The over under is set at half of a minute.
Half a minute, over.
You think he's good?
Yeah, I think he'll play.
If he subs in for like 29 seconds, that's
listen, Tierney's day to day. I'm just making sure. Just trying to get creative way to get the insight from the beat guy. All right. All right, Brandon. Isaiah Hartenstein will return before fill in the blank.
Before Ben Simmons. Oh no, I'm sorry, we can't say that anymore. Ben Simmons.
Oh,
sorry.
He's back.
Ricochet shots.
He's back. Before December 1st.
Okay.
It's fine by
I was
me.
hoping you say Thanksgiving, but
yeah, that was my target too. But it's close enough to December 1st.
It's like a week apart.
It's
Give
fine.
him some time. Let him go on Thanksgiving with the family and chill. Give him some time.
Holiday.
Hey, let him heat up and rest the hand a little bit.
Before Kawhi?
Before Kawhi. I should have gone Kawhi.
That's interesting.
I do think I don't know. That's a good bet.
That kind of leads right into my next question, Brandon. Over under 9.5 for the Thunder's first pick in the NBA draft this year.
I will say my official prediction is they get pick 9, so I will put under. But I think you set the over under at a perfect spot.
There we go. Hey,
the smart money is on 12 though.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guarantee is it's like when the Bulls got picked 7 like 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Or the Pistons picked 5 forever.
Yeah, or the Pistons have the worst records
the best
in
odds
history, and they're like, oh yeah, pick 5 every year.
Sorry, you don't get the number 1 pick. Better luck next time.
All right, Joel, you kind of alluded to this, but I mean, let's get an official answer. Who's the starting lineup with or without, or we'll just skip with. If Dub doesn't play, let's say your prediction's wrong at the beginning. Who's the starting lineup without Dub? Fill in the blank.
Oh, without Dub, that's not what I thought you were gonna ask me. Shea, Kaysen. Why not? You know what? Shea, Kaysen, Lou, Wiggs, Chet.
Okay,
Wiggs. Getting some love for Wiggs.
I like it. All right, staying with you, Joel. How many of the Thunder makes the All-Star team? Over under set at 2.5.
Under. Sorry, guys. I think the most they get is 2, and I think that's optimistic. But then again, you need the dub leap. I think it can happen, man. I'm not ruling it out. I think it's a little hard for Chet because of the climate of the Western Conference and their bigs. It's
pretty stacked.
It's just crazy. I think people are going to vote Wemby over him. Wemby mania is in mid-season form. So, but I'll go under.
Okay, that's fair. I don't like it, but it's fair. All right, Brandon, who is the Thunder's? No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. The Thunder's second best player is fill in the blank.
Oh, that you did me dirty there.
He's gonna say Alex Caruso.
Who are you gonna hate on?
Thank God you gave him that one.
Basically, what you're asking here.
You did me dirty. I will say
pop out and say Usman Jang, and it'll make Dylan happy.
I will say Jalen Holmgren.
Smart answer.
No, you don't get to do that.
All right. Chet Williams. Chet Williams.
I like that one. I like that better.
Cheddar Dub, right?
Really, you can make a legit argument for J-Dub or Chet. Like, I think it depends on the night. Like, I think that any given night, it could be either one of those guys. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to back out of this. I really don't know. I think.
Okay, so make your argument tonight, Brandon.
I think that J-Dub is more likely to possibly someday see this podcast, so I'll go with Jalen Williams.
Very kind of you.
Until he sends it to Chet.
You see this?
Hey, Dub's a huge fan of the Twitter, so that's probably fair. All But no, that reminds me of back in the day when Royce used to do Thunderbolts on Daily Thunder, and we had Reggie Jackson and Jeremy Lamb. He was like, if we could just combine Reggie Jackson and Jeremy Lamb to one player, he'd be the perfect role player. And he just referred to him every game after that as Reggie Lamb. So very nice, very nice. All right, going back to you, Joel. Or no, I'm sorry, we're staying with Brandon. Brandon, so who makes one of all NBA, all of the NBA defense, all rookie teams? We'll go over under 2.5.
Wait. What's the question? How many all NBA, all rookie?
All NBA, all rookie, all defense, over under 2.5.
Combined.
Okay. I will say over.
Okay.
I'll say over.
You feeling bold? You want to say who to it?
Yeah, Shea will get all NBA. That's a cinch. And then I think possibly 2 all NBA defense. That's tough though. That's tough.
I take over too.
Yeah.
I think Caruso and Chet. I think Dort's still going to keep chasing it. I mean, people just like Caruso, and we don't have to get into it. Caruso's an anchor though, and he has too. He has bias, not like he needs it, but he has it already.
Yeah, I think Chet kind of got slept on a little bit for second team last year. Personally.
Very slept on.
For sure. Agreed. He deserved it.
All right, going back to you, Joel. Thunder get most improvement out of which player? Fill in the blank.
Oh, geez. Most improvement. Casing.
Love it.
Like that answer.
Yeah.
Kentucky guy.
I like what I saw in the preseason in terms of what they want him to be. He was obviously great in his role as a 20-year-old, and they're not rushing him to change that, but they're obviously giving him the runway to be something else. And I like what I saw in the preseason. Give me Casing.
Obviously, it's different when you see these guys in person. Does he look like more quick twitchy this year than he did last year?
I think you're starting to see some of the guard roots. Like you would have never saw. Like he did a real Ronaldo Segu Hezi in one of those games, and that was something you saw. Like when he's at a pro-am or close to the high school. I think he's been more system player and sound since then. But I think they're giving him some runway now to be creative. I think he's always had some of that. I think now he's just kind of getting unlocked. I would agree. I think he has some real handle to him.
I like it. All right, staying with you, Joel. What NBA award winners will the Thunder have? And we're going over under 1.5. So these are the major NBA awards.
Player of the year?
1.5. I don't mind over because I think Shake, we talked about it, can get MVP. And then I think Dub has some real momentum behind him in terms of most improved. I think the people who think realistically are not just throwing Wemby out there. I think Dub has some real momentum now. I picked on a podcast earlier in the summer Jalen Johnson as my guy for most improved. But I think Dub has a real shot, and he has the real momentum behind him before the season even starts. That's a lot of people's pick that I'm seeing recently. So over.
I think Jalen Johnson should have got some love last year, or more love than most improved last year. So I'm with it.
No doubt.
All right, these last two will be for both of you guys. But we'll start with Brandon since it's his turn. Thunder's regular season record will be fill in the blank.
I have said that this is the 60-win team. I said that before Isaiah Hartenstein got hurt. So, whereas I might have gone 62 or something, I'm going to stick with my 60-win team, even with Hartenstein being hurt. Even in the stacked West, I think that they won 57 last year, made 2 huge improvements, and the internal development. I'll say 60 and 22.
Okay. What about you, Joel?
I don't have the math on the exact win and loss, but give me either 58 or 59 wins. I'd probably lean 59 wins.
Okay. I'm with it. That would be 59 and 23. Right?
Thank you for that.
Hey, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's math in my head. So staying with you, Joel. Thunder games won in playoffs over under 11.5. 16 wins a ring.
Over.
Nice.
Okay.
Only because I gave them I did a predictions thing for the Oklahoma earlier. I gave them a finals nod. I think they can make the finals now. Once they get there, that's a different story. But I don't see there's clear paths for them to the finals, even with all this parity and everything. It almost just feel like too much would have to go wrong for them. Besides the obvious, like those guys having to make the leap. But I don't see why they couldn't.
Okay, so that would at least give us 12 wins. So I like it. All right, Brandon, pressure's on.
I got over as well. The Thunder I got Thunder and Celtics in the finals. I think that all you can go by, you can't predict like, any sort of in-season trades, moves, health, all those things. What we know right now, looking at this roster compared to the rest of the roster in the West, this is the best roster in the West. So I got them going to the finals. So over.
I'd like to throw one in over under 0.5 Larry O'Brien trophies that reside in Oklahoma City going into the 2025-2026 season.
I like how we're making this just like, do you think this is or not? But it's just an over under.
I didn't say that. I just said, maybe there's just a
one up here.
shipping error to the wrong place, and the Thunder just happened to get the Larry O'Brien. I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow. No answers. That's crazy.
Brandon, are you going to answer?
I think that the Thunder and Celtics are pretty evenly matched. I think that the Celtics have an easier time in the East as far as racking up wins because the bottom of the East, you'll get some easy wins that you won't get in the West. They're also the reigning champs. They have the experience. They have, this is what I'll say though. I think these rosters, I think that they're really evenly matched. And I think if the Thunder are to get to the finals, like the whole, they need experience, they're a young team, you can throw it out the window because that means that they beat like the Lakers and the Wolves and the Mavs or something like that to even get there. So they've been battle tested at that point. So I think it's a coin toss at that point. If the Thunder and Celtics were to meet up, I think that those are the two best teams on paper. And I think that's a coin toss series.
Okay, but over under 0.5 Larry O'Brien was my question.
It wasn't over under answer. That wasn't an answer.
It wasn't over under 0.5 really good final series.
You can tell you cover Sam Presti because that was the longest non-answer.
Man.
On one side, this is a Thunder podcast. Let's say over. I'm on a Thunder podcast.
There you go. See, you get it. That's all I needed.
You're at gunpoint. Like, say it.
Right,
I know Joel's going the opposite.
That was the other thing. I know that Joel's going to go Celtics. So
I'll play devil's advocate and answer right away instead of a 3-minute monologue. I'll say under. The Celtics just look godlike right now. And they've really mastered this formula, this high volume 3 thing. They seem impossible to deal with. I don't think that's a knock to the Thunder at all. Obviously, the Celtics took years of conference finals and agony and rough postseasons to get to this point, and they obviously had cheat code acquisitions in Derek White and Porzingis. So they're built for this. I think the Thunder is going to have their window. I don't know if that starts this year. It depends on those leaps, like I mentioned. I could see them, winning a ring in the next 3 years, though. That's for sure. But this year, it's hard for me to pick against Boston.
Yeah.
Now, what you said about battle tested, though, Brandon, I think it is possible for them to have been battle tested through the Western Conference with some of those teams and still not have the experience to deal with a team like Boston and be put in the situations that Boston will put them in. That's the only reason I would lean Boston.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
The key is to let them hit 29 threes to start the game, lull them into a false sense of security. They go for the record, and you storm back with the starting lineup is the way to go.
All 7 games.
Xavier Tillman.
Yep. I mean, no one's tried it yet. So
it's a bold strategy.